Interwebs. I'm up and I'm dressed, and today on the rainbow color order is green. So this is my dragon belly shawl. Is that from Miho Crochet? Something like that. It's a pattern on Ravelry, and I made this out of Plymouth Yarn Company's Dandelion, Daffodil. It's a cotton yarn, and I really like this cotton yarn, and so of course it's discontinued. And I got it from one of the yarn fairies, one of my husband's coworkers. She got it at a thrift store, so I don't know. But it's delightful yarn. I loved working with it, and now today I'm going to wear it. But the real thing that got me out of bed this morning was knowing I get to wear these. These are the rainbowy booties that I made yesterday. They're going to make my feet look a bit like a duck. They're going to keep my tootsies so warm. So, I'm looking forward to that. Our house smells like, not even like a baked good. It just smells very sweet because I know, Esmeralda, this will make you sick, but Steve put a cinnamon stick into the water on top of our stove. So, the kids are walking away. Is there a candle burning somewhere? I'm like, no. Steve just put cinnamon in, and it smells. It doesn't just smell super cinnamony. It just smells like there's something in the air. But anyways, it's enjoyable. Last night after I talked to you, I put all my cutesy things that came with my Life's Library on this door, except the art print. I am going to get a frame for the art print, and it'll go over here probably, but I want a frame for it because I want to keep that one nicer than these. These doors are shaping up to remind me of my bedroom door growing up. My mom, for a long time, had feelings about putting holes in walls. She did not like it, so I could not hang anything on my wall. Though, I could hang things on my wall with permission. Because the first thing I remember hanging on my wall was a Beverly Hills 90210 poster of the whole cast, like, in character at the beach. Yeah, I had that, and I was in, like, it was before we moved, so I think I was in, like, first grade, maybe? Must be, because of the room I was sleeping in. Throughout my early childhood, I managed to sleep in every one of the bedroom options in my house. Since my sisters were so much older, they moved out, obviously, when I was still in, like, early elementary school. Actually, before that. But, you know, like, they didn't have a bedroom in our house anymore at that point. And so, I just kept taking different bedrooms. I don't really know why. Perhaps because I like to move furniture. Perhaps because my mom liked to move furniture. I'm sure we had a reason. It didn't really inconvenience anybody because my dad was home when he was home and he wasn't when he wasn't. So, Mom and I just made a choice of wherever I was going to put my stuff. Anyways, I had my 90210 poster. But then I wasn't allowed to, like, just willy-nilly hang things. And then we moved up to the suburb of Sacramento, where I lived from 3rd grade onward. And I wasn't allowed to put things on my wall originally. But I could put things on my door. I don't know if I was ever really told I was allowed to. I hung something on my door with tape and didn't get in trouble for it. So then I just kept hanging things on my door with tape till the door was covered in things. And that is what this covering these reminds me of. And I'm using painter's masking tape. That way I don't, like, mess up the finish or mess up the item. Because that is one thing that happened with hanging all those things on my door. I used Scotch tape for a lot of them. Mostly because that's just what I had. But when I went to peel them all off when I went to college, a bunch of the items had to get thrown away because the tape had been on them so long that it, like, destroyed the stuff. So that was kind of sad. But no, it's all up here. And I'm the only one who really cares what was hanging on my door. But yeah. So I hung those things up. Today, I'm going to bake with my daughter. We started doing Amish Friendship Bread Starter 10 days ago. We started our own from the beginning. Super easy. I found an entire website of Amish Friendship Bread recipes. Because I wanted to start doing a starter and, like, have that going so we could just make, like, bread and stuff. Steve's been making bread in the morning in the bread maker, like, a couple days a week, so we constantly have fresh bread. Getting more and more back on the track of, like, making the majority of our own food and doing all of that, like, trying to be the better version of ourselves, you know? But I wanted to make friendship bread, so we started making the starter, and it takes 10 days, and usually I always thought you had to, like, divvy that up to people, because that's what people do with it. But really, it's just that you end up with 4, like, batches of the starter at the end of 10 days, and you need to do something with it. So most people give it away because they don't want lots of baked goods, but I want lots of baked goods. So, we're going to bake that stuff up, not necessarily just into friendship bread, but maybe into other stuff too. The reason I liked the website I found, which I believe is Amish Friendship Kitchen, I think that's correct, is that they have like a recipe box of 200 plus free recipes that are more than just the standard, like, you know, when you get a friendship bread starter for somebody, it comes with that recipe, tells you to use a box of vanilla pudding and like these other things, and you mix it in, and then you make this yummy, like, overly sugared bread. Well, they have a list of other things you can make that are not just that. And that sounds amazing, because it would be a good, like, way for us to kind of branch out and make different things and be inspired. Now, when I looked through those recipes, at first really excited because it seemed like they weren't all going to be, like, sweet things. Like, I like the idea of making savory things like crackers and breadsticks and pizza dough and all that stuff. But upon further inspection, most of the sweet things still had you put a stupid box of vanilla pudding mix. And if I make you something from scratch, why am I going to use processed pudding? Like, that just seems dumb to me. So, I also found on the site that they had instructions to make your own instant vanilla pudding mix. And I liked it because I understood all of the things that were in it. We still need to put ours together, but I think it's like non-fat dry milk and sugar and cornstarch and salt and vanilla. Like, those are kind of the things. And there's something else in it, I think. But, like, it's really, they're all ingredients I understand the words for, which is opposed to the back of reading an instant vanilla pudding box where I don't, like, I can barely pronounce half the chemicals that are in it. So, that is what we're going to be doing today. And I haven't decided what else I'm going to work on. Oh, I was working my reading shawl last night before I went to bed. I went to bed really late, because I just really wasn't tired. And then even after I went to bed, I laid in bed for like an hour and a half. Yay, fun times. But I did still ultimately, even though I woke up every hour after that, I managed to get like 6 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep. So, I'm not running on fumes, but I'm running on a weird sleep cycle, which, you know what that means? That means it is almost daylight savings time, because my sleep schedule is super wonky. And it's wonky in the direction that will not be helped by daylight savings change. Yay. Okay, gonna go and look at what recipes we're gonna make and do the cooking and stuff, and then I'll try and remember to show you the finished products. Alrighty. Well, it is 11:30. Steve has just left for work a few minutes ago. I am cleaning up the kitchen so that I can do a little bit more cooking. And then I was just checking YouTube comments, and somebody had commented about the top I was wearing in my last Figure Frog, which is the one that I made out of burnout mosaic. Oh, I don't know. I think it's in the bathroom. But anyways, I was looking, so I show you, but I don't have it in here. But I was going to look back. They wanted to know when why I didn't talk about it or whatever. And I was like, oh, I should just reference them to the video, because I don't always talk about what I'm wearing, because I wear the same things, and I feel like I talk about them constantly. And it's just normal to me. Like, I make the things I wear because I want to wear them, not necessarily because I'm like, oh, look, here's another thing I made that I should talk about. It's become so normal to me to just have them on, which is good. I don't mind telling people what they are. I just don't even think about it sometimes if I'm not, like, getting dressed. Like, by the end of the day, I don't think about what I'm wearing to talk about it. But then I was like, I need to look back, and I was scanning through the thumbnails of past podcasts to figure out when I finish it to talk about it. And I was like, haha, I actually kind of got my act together in January when I did the year in review, because I went down and I wrote all of the things that I made last year. So now I can just flip through the book and figure out when it was. Now that means I need to go do that. So I'm going to go and figure out when I made that top. Okay, it is the mosaic top, and I made it from my own imagination, and it came out in the podcast from September 10th, 2018. So, it is holding up really nicely over time. I actually think I like it better right now than I did when I first made it. Like, it's, after being washed a few times, the stitches have just settled like really, really good. So, okay, now I gotta go message that person back and tell them when I made the thing, and then they can find the information there. So I don't sound like a broken record, because I worry that I sound like a broken record, but I don't know. Steve pointed out to me that I watch all sorts of content with people. He's like, I don't know how you watch vlogs and stuff because they're so repetitive. I'm like, but I try not to be. He's like, yeah, I don't know how you watch some people you watch because they are. So those are all non-fibery, but just in general, I mean, it's just, it's the nature of the beast. But okay, gonna go message that person back, and then we'll take a peek at some baked goods. Alright, so my kitchen is a mess, and I'm about to clean it up so that I can messy it up again, but I thought I would show you what we've done so far with the Amish friendship bread starter. So, my very messy counter here. This is her starter. Isn't she beautiful? She's a little, there you go. She's been growing. She had her day 10 editions, and I'm going to clean the container out. I'm just still scooping the stuff out to use it. So, the first thing, my daughter made all of the stuff I'm going to show you right now with only some verbal assistance from me, but she did all of this herself. So, this is the make your own instant vanilla pudding mix to use in the Amish friendship bread recipes always call for the pudding, and this is homemade. Then, she made this lovely coffee cake. And we have 2 loaves of just your standard friendship bread. And finally, there was 24 of these lemon muffins with a streusel topping, but we had some with dinner, so this is what's left. I'm gonna take these out of their silicone baking cups my sister got me for my birthday. I'm gonna pick this when they're pulled off. These are a game changer in making muffins and cupcakes and things like that. Oh my gosh, they make it so much easier and less wasteful. So I'm going to go and peel the cups off of those and put that stuff away and wrap the bread up. And then I will get to cooking some more things. Alrighty, it is officially 2 in the morning. I just pulled these beauties out of the oven. I'm making some biscotti. Let's listen. I don't know if you could hear that. For my daughter's birthday, she had made mention a couple of times that she wanted one of those Audubon bird clocks that every hour makes a bird noise. And I told my dad, and he made that happen. And so now it hangs in the parlor. And so there is like a moment of silence at the top of every hour as we all are quiet and listen. And sometimes the kids all clap and jump up and down and are really excited. And sometimes we all just kind of go like, oh, that was nice. It's a lovely way to mark the hour, so I highly recommend it. And we also have, I wrote, or had her write down on the board what different sounds they are in each hour, so we're kind of like reading those and learning them along the way. I can already tell most of the thrush sounds, and I can pick out the warbler, so that's good. Anyways, back to my biscotti. So I decided that I would make some biscotti from the Amish friendship bread starter. So this is what the 2 loaves, I guess, look like. These need to cool for about 15 minutes. I'm going to go tuck in with, I'm making a pot of tea right now. I'm going to tuck in with that, and then I come back and cut these into 1/2-inch strips, and then I put them back in the oven for their second cooking. This is what we're back to with the starter. I cleaned it up. I took everything out and I rewashed it. And that's our 1 cup to restart this week. So we're starting the week with a cup of starter. There's going to be a mess of biscotti. There were 2 dozen lemon muffins, a coffee cake, and 2 loaves of Amish friendship bread. So that should be nice for snacks and breakfast. And I know some people are going to say that sounds like a lot of baked goods, but there are 5 of us. And so like with a loaf of like bread, like a sweet bread, like a banana bread or friendship bread or whatever, 1 loaf is like 1 meal for us, like a breakfast or something, because it's just gone. 5 people, bottomless pits. So I'm gonna go put my glasses on because I left them on the couch earlier, and I'm going to crochet for about 15 minutes, and then when my timer goes off, I'll come in here and cut this up, and then I'll show you it when it's all done. So having a productive night. I've cleaned a bunch of the dishes. There's a whole rack. I washed all of these, the baking cups. I just washed them in hot soapy water, and they're just sitting here to dry so that they will be not sticky, because, you know, silicone junk gets sticky. Ooh, my kettle just popped, so now I can go make my tea. Well, it is 2:43, and I just pulled these biscotti out of the oven, and I am resisting the urge to eat them yet because they are super, super hot, and I would like to maintain my taste buds. So they're going to cool for a few more minutes, and then I will sample one with my tea. I am working on my Sands of Change Afghan. I have like this much, you know, like the exterior of a Karen Big Cakes left. I'd like to get through the rest of that cake before I go to bed. I'm not tired either, but when I get through that, I'll probably go and read in bed until I fall asleep. And before I do that, I need to edit and get a vlog uploading. So I'm going to go work on those things. I'm going to say goodnight to you now because I've already made a really, really long video today, I think. I don't know. But anyways, that's fine. It's just a thing that exists. And so I'm going to say goodnight. And I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.